Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Judging Nerd Culture. I'm Ollie.
And I'm Jess. I'll be on there. Ooh.
We're talking today about something that's become real popular yet again, because there's news of a Mass Effect 4/5.
Yeah. Apparently, it's been in the ether for like a year, but more and more has recently come out about it. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of went up the ranks in popularity because of that.
Mm-hmm. That, and with the release of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, where you get, the original trilogy remastered?
I think so, but it doesn't look like it.
Listen, the first game, as we just found out, came out in 2007. It's been a while.
Yes.
But yeah, with Legendary Edition having come out and all of the attention that drummed up, there's been a lot going on with news of Mass Effect 5. There's been some teaser trailers and a little poster showing maybe some Geth connections or whatever. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But there's not really a whole lot for us to say about Mass Effect 5 or 4, depending on what they want.
There's been a lot of speculation about the game and the plot and the characters because of the poster and the trailer that dropped. That's only about 30 seconds or so long.
Yeah.
But it's got popular character Liara in it, and she is walking on a giant dead fallen Geth. Reaper. I got them mixed up. They're both robots. But
that's some sort of future racism right there.
Future robotism.
Robotism. Robotism.
Thanks for calling me a robot racist, because now I don't remember what I was talking about. Thanks for interrupting me. I had a lot of tweets about some of the old people that had worked on the original trilogy coming back to work on the newest Mass Effect project. So people are really excited. But like Ollie said, there's so many conspiracy theories and already so many ideas that people have about the new game, that if you just Google it or if you look it up on YouTube, there will be plenty of people and plenty of resources for you to dig in deep. So we are just going to talk about the games that we have so far.
Yeah, we're gonna look back over the Mass Effect the primary trilogy, and just kind of talk a little bit about our time with that particular series, and hopefully in the near future we'll be able to talk about Mass Effect 4 and or 5, whatever they want to call it, and it'll be a good time.
Yes. My first interaction with Mass Effect was, I think I was in high school, and my cousin was playing it. I asked him what it was. I watched him for a little while, and he was in an in-between part, which every Mass Effect fan or person who has played Mass Effect understands that in between missions, there's a gazillion side quests that you can do, especially like on the Citadel, which is the main hub for civilization, I guess. And he was just playing one of the side quests on the Citadel. And I wasn't particularly interested in that. It wasn't very, action-y. It was very slow. Like one of those missions where you just have to, like, give information to someone. But then later on, like, I didn't know, maybe like a year or maybe a few months later, I got into it, and I was like, oh, cool, I get to kind of customize my character. And I started playing it, and it was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. And then I talked to my cousin about it again and realized he was not good at that game. He did not play that game very well. He mentioned how a lot of his characters had died in certain very important parts of the game, and that had never happened to me. And so I was like, well, okay, you're lying. Nobody died. And he's like, oh, no, they die. And I'm like, okay, well, they didn't die for me. So, anyway, that was my first experience with it. What was your first introduction to Mass Effect?
Oh gosh, I think I was like in 8th grade or something, and
not too long after it had come out. Then
yeah, no, I got it early on.
Yeah, because I think when it first came out, you said 2007. I think I would have been in 6th grade. So, yeah, I was not playing Mass Effect in 6th grade.
Yeah, no, I think...
I was still playing Jak and Daxter in 6th grade.
I think it came out just near the end of 7th grade for me. And I picked it up sometime later in 8th grade, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me. But I think so, because I remember still having to play it on the TV in the living room, which is where all the game consoles were attached to, because it was the nice TV. that had the HDMI cord or whatever. So I think that's when I started playing it. But I remember my first time sitting down and playing that game. And admittedly, I was pretty young, but still, part of me was like, oh my god, this is the best looking game I've ever seen. Which, looking back now, it was not.
Yeah, I do remember it looking very pretty. Like, especially the landscapes, very beautiful. And they still are really pretty. They're just also, they were pretty for its time. And now you play, like, oh god, the only thing that came to mind was Senua. The other one, the robot dinosaurs.
Edge of Tomorrow. Nope. Horizon
Zero.
Horizon Zero Dawn. That's the one. We got there.
But then you have games like that like Horizon Zero Dawn that are like really just freaking gorgeous, and like God of War and Assassin's Creed, where like the grass just looks like a river, like an ocean of grass. It's beautiful. So definitely, it was good for its time.
Yeah, I mean, technology has soared beyond, and I think it's even more noticeable in the Legendary Edition, as it,
Good God.
I think it's even more noticeable in the Legendary Edition since it's been remastered, and the fact that it has been remastered and yet still kind of looks a little bit like Dookie in comparison to what we have now. It's just a testament to how far we've come as in terms of games.
My favorite part in the design, I guess, the animation of the characters in the first 3 are their eyes. It's in the eyes, When you see an actor in a movie, some actors can really display emotion in their eyes. You really know what they're feeling, Eyes are the gateway to the soul, as they say, or whatever. Window to the soul, I don't know. And you can really tell that in Mass Effect. The eye animation is beautiful. It really, I'm being sarcastic. But it is
Thank you for clarifying.
It really is, it really is actually really fun, and I do enjoy it. It does make me, it tickles me when I play the game. Listen,
I've since replaying the original trilogy, it made me want to try Andromeda again. And I know a lot of people really lambasted Andromeda for the facial animations and just the animations in general and whatever else. But when I've just played both, 1 through 3 and Andromeda, and honestly, it's not that bad when you just come off of number 3 and you're like, oh, those are some dead fish eyes. And then you go to Andromeda.
Dead? Those eyes they are awake, and they are observing everything.
Ooh, yeah, it's rough though. And honestly, they never got that much better.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the next generation, because that's one of the things that we did here. They're thinking possibly they're going to be switching over to Unreal Engine 5 instead of their No, they're not CryEngine. It's what is it?
No, look at me. I know nothing about animation.
No, it's the game engine. I think it's the Frostbite engine.
Yes.
That Mass Effect and the Dragon Age games both use. And I think it's time to retire it. It took them pretty far, but
yeah.
It's well past its prime.
Yes. So I'm hoping that in the Mass Effect 5, I wasn't a big fan of Andromeda. Maybe it was because I didn't play the game all the way through, but partly I didn't play it all the way through because I didn't enjoy it as much. But I'm hoping that this new Mass Effect, it seems, because we did see Liara, that they're keeping older characters. Like, maybe it is a direct game, like it comes right after number 3. So I'm hoping they keep some of the main characters and some of the old friends. Also, I really want to play something that's not a human. In terms of 1, 2, and 3, who are your favorite characters?
Oh, not even the question. In number 1, 2, and 3, okay. In number 1 through 3, the only characters that I care about that are consistent, Garrus and Liara.
You're missing someone. You are missing a very important character that you cannot tell me you're not in love with.
Who am I missing?
Jack!
No, I'm saying consistent across 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. I missed that part.
Across all 3 games, the only characters that I absolutely adore across all 3 is Garrus and Liara, because they are present in all 3. Even though Liara's not, a squad mate in number 2, unless you do the whole Shadow Broker DLC, which was actually pretty fun. But Garrus, absolute best fucking friend in the world. He's the bro. He's the best. Liara, I mean, in number 1, there's not a whole lot of options for romance. If we're being honest, all the romance options kind of suck.
Yeah.
Aside from Liara, because you can't bone down Garrus yet in number 1, and the humans are.
Every human sucks.
They're all so lame. The only fuckable human shows up in number 3.
If I could bone Joker, sure, but he's not a love interest.
Yeah, and he's brittle boned.
Which begs the question: Edie must be so gentle.
Listen, her sensors are impeccable. Those two obviously are some 2 of the absolute favorites because they're in every game. Not only that, they are very attached to Shepard. Like, excuse me, all of their dialogue has a lot of history and has a lot of connection to how they were changed by being friends with Shepard or love interest with Shepard or whatever else. And that's just nice to see. Like, that is truly an enjoyable moment when in Mass Effect 2, Garrus is like, yeah, after hanging out with you, I realized, fuck the police. I'm just going to go kill bad guys and do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah. And then at number 3, he's just like, after spending more time with you, I realized, oh, I should probably actually go into politics and, like, change things. And it's like, yeah, Garrus, this is the good arc, bro. I'm glad that being friends altered you in such a way. Like, it's just nice to see.
Yeah, it's always nice to see characters have growth and like a little arc of their own.
Not even just growth, but like growth that you affect as a player. Admittedly, I've always played kind of a Paragon Shepard with a little bit of like, well, I'm gonna shoot this guy now. I'm tired of this conversation line. But for the most part, pretty Paragon. So I feel like with Garrus's character, there's some things you can affect that makes him maybe a little bit more Paragon in the end than normal. But
I need to meet somebody who chooses to be renegade throughout the whole thing, because it is so difficult. Because, like, you even have to be mean to the characters that you love. And I understand, maybe they want to see what happens, but, like...
Well, the thing is, the renegade Shepard's just a piece of shit. He's just kind of a big asshole.
There's people out there who... Oh, God. Excuse me. Who are just like that. But I've tried picking renegade options, and it's physically so difficult.
Yeah. Garrus and Yara, they're top tier. But there's some characters number 2 and 3 that, they show up for the first time, and I can't not talk about Jack. Jack is absolute bae.
Yeah. Which, okay, just a side note. Can everybody in the universe agree that, Jack's gay?
Jack should have been pretty gay.
The fact that my female character, should not bone Jack because looks very similar to Jack. Which, hey, kind of goes with reality. A lot of gays date people who look exactly like them. But the fact that my female character could not bone down Jack made no sense whatsoever. And I did not know this. I did not know that I could not bone Jack until I was, game 2 that you can do it?
Yeah, game 2 is where she is introduced.
So I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm like, who do I choose between Garrus or Jack? Garrus or Jack? Because those are like 2 of my favorites. And then I think it was you who told me you can't bone down Jack. And I was like, excuse me? You're telling me Jack's not a gay?
Jack's not.
And then, I did some of my own research and I was like, wow, yeah, you're right. This is the weirdest thing ever. Like, normally you're like, oh, this straight-looking person is actually gay? Oh, so surprising. But no, it's the opposite. It's like this butch lesbian is actually straight? I guess. There's people out there in the world like that. The universe is a big place.
Universe is a big place.
Full of surprises.
It's the future. There's aliens. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, no, Jack is one of my absolute favorite characters. In Mass Effect 2, I always pick her as a love interest. She's incredibly funny. Fun character to interact with. But if there was ever a character in Mass Effect 2 that I've considered not going with Jack because of the secondary love interest potential, Thane. That fish boy is foreign.
I love him.
He's such a juicy fucking
so
fish
hot.
boy.
He is so hot. Like people be talking about that movie, The Sound of Water, or the whatever of water.
The Sound of.
It was a good movie, and I know I'm saying the name wrong, but you know what I mean.
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. Fantastic movie, and people were all about that fish boy. But they were forgetting about the original fish boy.
The OG.
Shark boy. No.
Oh, no.
Thane is pretty great.
Mm-hmm. There was a little thing I read regarding Thane's character development or creation, in which a primarily masculine office of BioWare developers were designing and constructing Thane when they made him real cool, but from all accounts, incredibly ugly. And that was not the point, because they were trying to make a masculine character to appeal for the ladies, because they had found that apparently they had been really lacking in hot male aliens.
Can you romance Thane?
Yeah.
I might have to romance Thane.
I might have to.
But could I break Garrus' heart? He's my one true love. So many decisions. I'm like, life altering. Do I have to play this game twice?
Oh, at least. But yeah, apparently after discussing, like, they consulted with the female staff of the office, like, hey, so is Thane hot? And then they immediately said, hell no. He's a gross, wet-looking, cold fish boy. You have to fix him immediately. So they spent a good amount of time just making him hot.
I enjoy that fact. And it's true, like, the female aliens, like Liara, I mean, she's just a human. She's just a voluptuous, curvy human with an alien head. Like, she's just a blue lady, like Star Trek. Just find a hot lady and paint her blue. Mm-hmm. Tali is, I mean, she never takes her mask off, so she just looks like a hot lady in a suit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all the humans, I mean, they have butt shots of Miranda, and then they were like, oh no, there's not a butt shot in this one, so they had to literally go back and animate a butt shot because fans got so angry.
Yeah.
But when you look at the men, it's like, okay, we got Joker, but he's not available. We've got Garrus, which I love Garrus. And I don't necessarily think he's hot.
Not physically, but
his heart is hot.
Personality-wise,
His
yeah.
heart is hot. So I love him so much. But he's not like, you know, hot. At least not to, what are the scalies? Anyway. And then we've got, who else can you bone? Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah, Caden Elenko.
Yeah, well, Caden is, okay, he's a sweet boy. He's so boring. He's so boring. He's got a cool backstory. He's so boring. He's a stereotypically handsome, I guess. And not my thing.
The last romanceable...
Jacob.
Yeah.
From number 2, I believe.
Yeah.
He's
I've never tried to romance him. I don't know if you even can.
You only normally play dudes, though.
That's true.
And he's not gay. I have tried.
Attempted?
Yeah, and he's been like, he was like, whoa, I mean, you're cool and everything. Like, thanks. Like, I'm flattered. Cool. You think I'm hot, but I'm not into being nice. So I'm pretty sure you can romance him as a female.
Gotcha. Well, I just never even considered it too much because, like, I don't know.
He's also kind of lame.
Really bland.
And so the only mildly attractive aliens you can romance are humans, and all the other ones are kind of like weird. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to even try to romance a Krogan.
I don't think you even can romance a Krogan.
Yeah, I like I said, I wouldn't even want to.
The only romanceable male in all of the Mass Effect games that's one attractive. Moderately, you know, it is still a Mass Effect game. Some of the character animations and looks are pretty fucked up, and has like any emotional like resonance is Cortez from number 3, and he's only in number 3. And his whole gimmick is just, I'm gonna help you get over your dead husband, and then I'm gonna fuck you, which is honestly, it was actually a very emotional story. I do quite love Cortez, but no, I'm not gonna bone him. I'm going to help him get over his husband and then give him space.
Out of the 3 games, I think they're all really good. I think I might enjoy number 2 best. Just because I like collecting my team back again.
Yeah, I think number 2 just it has the largest squad selection. Mm-hmm. And I think I like the characters in number 2. The available characters in number 2 more than any of the other games. So I think I also lean number 2. But that being said, I really wish they hadn't gotten rid of all of the good weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, the way they do things from 1 to 2 is unfortunate. I do prefer the weapons in number 1 because it also gives you their stats, and I like looking at the stats to decide which gun I think is better, which one I can work with for that mission. And in number 2, it's just kind of, here's what this gun does, do you want it or not? You know, it doesn't tell you, it can tell you, oh, this gun might be good for big explosions, or, you know, it's a very popular sniper rifle, but it doesn't tell you, like, this particular gun does more damage than this gun, or this gun handles better than this gun. It doesn't tell you that.
Since there's going to be a new Mass Effect game coming out someday, aside from better or expanded character options, what actually do you want? Because I'm not 100% sure what I'm hoping for. I know a lot of people are saying that they're happy for it to be back in the sequence of the original games, and not in Andromeda, which is fair. Like, I know I'm in the minority. I do like that game quite a bit, but I don't actually know what I want from the game, because, like, that story just seems real finished. I'm not sure I'm looking for an epilogue or not.
I agree that the story does seem finished. However, it would be kind of cool to maybe, since the trailer has Liara in it, maybe to play the game in the viewpoint of Liara or one of the other crew or one of the other alien species, and rebuilding. You know, like a game about rebuilding after the destruction that the Reapers have caused. And depending on your choices as Shepard, I guess you could maybe still play as Shepard, maybe potentially.
God, I hope not. I'm so tired of Shepard.
Yeah, like I know some people would, oh, Shepard is familiar and homey, so like they would like to play as Shepard. But that it would be kind of cool to see other viewpoints of the other species, and maybe be involved in a different culture, basically. And like you said, it would be really cool to like I just said, to just play as physically a different species, or at least have that available. And I'm hoping that because the third one does seem kind of like direct and like a clean-cut end, that this doesn't feel like they're trying too hard, I hope it feels genuine, and I hope that the story or plot that comes is interesting, and it seems like it might have something to do with the Geth, so maybe if they really try, it could be really interesting and not repetitive, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Not just another AI trying to kill everyone again.
Yeah, exactly, because that's what the Reapers were, and Geth and Collectors are all just kind of
part of the same.
Part of that whole deal. In Andromeda, your main mission was finding the other ships and other planets to terraform. And it would remind me, I don't remember who the main...
That's probably it was the weakest. The Kett were the bad guys.
Kett, yes. The Kett. And they were, buggy, kind of?
They were like a parasite thing that infected the alien species that existed in Andromeda. I'm gonna be honest, I do like Andromeda quite a bit more than other people, but the worst part about that game was the fact that they introduced only one new alien race, and then a bad guy race, which was just the same species except mutated and evil.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping, is that this new game that will be coming soon, hopefully, the next couple years, is new, interesting, with a lot more options, a lot more exciting options. Obviously better animation, no crazy eyes, and that it feels genuine and like an epic adventure again, and not a repetitive, oh no, giant robot squid.
Mm-hmm. 100% agree with all of that. I could see how some people might want, more of the same, like you were saying. But I'm hoping that if it focuses on anything to do with the Geth, it has more to do with maybe how they're the aftermath of their reintegration with the rest of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least in my playthrough, it almost always ends with them coming to peace with the Quarians. Because I go the extra mile for that, because that's the best ending. You got to get it. And, so I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to see if that's the direction to go in. Like if they're focusing on the Geth, that would be kind of interesting. This is definitely not going to happen, and it would probably be bad. Like it would not be a good thing to do. But I think it would be funny if instead of, because character customization, I think, is still one of the things that they should care about. So playing as Liara, I don't think would be the most like the thing people would like the most, because they would want to still be able to make their own character.
Yeah, they would want to. romance Liara or have her as a friend on the crew, not maybe be her. They want,
Yeah.
their own authentic
So,
person. Yeah.
but what if instead of being in charge, Liara's in charge and she's your Commander Shepard and you're you're her Liara? That would be funny. It would not be good for a game because then you're no longer in charge.
Yeah, you're not the main character somehow.
Which I personally think that would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, playing a game where you are the side character sounds really fun.
But I know traditionally that's not going to do well with a larger market. But whatever, we'll see. All in all, that is pretty much all of the thoughts that I have about Mass Effect. It's one of the best epics and odysseys to come out of storytelling in a long time, considering there aren't really a whole lot of those.
Yeah, and I think one of the best sci-fi related ones as well.
Oh, for sure. It has revitalized the sci-fi genre since the time it came out.
I think that might be about all.
All right, yeah, that's all we got, folks. Come hang out with us again next week.
Yes, don't forget to listen to the Tales of Terra and any of the other amazing adventures that we have on this channel.
For sure. Thanks for watching. Bye.